smartly moved her out of here. I mean, she's going crazy, spazzing out, and they had to put her down to the ground at some point. You got it. I was like, get off of me! I saw it all happen on her. Then they came over.
Right here, why don't you step over here so I can hear you?
I heard the commotion riding back out right here. I think she threw some of the plexiglass or her phone. I'm not sure exactly. I just know the girl go, ah, and then blood.
Okay.
And then they were raising Cain. Okay. 2 females. I did take a picture or a video I didn't get this, which I wish I would have, but I was more worried about the reason why, because it almost got out of hand. The officers approached rather gently, if you ask me. They approached smartly, but like, let's calm this thing down. So they did a good job there. The one girl was just off the hook, the one with the colored hair. So I can reference the girls and you'll know who's who.
You had one in pink?
Yeah, she's the second girl. So this is the second girl. This is the first girl that caused the biggest commotion right there.
Okay.
So the one in the pink was causing the commotion, but not at first. She bled off the other girl, saw it going off. Get off my friend, get off my friend. You know what I mean? Going off, dropping F-bombs. That's because 2 officers approached her because she's out of control. Then she got out of control, and he tried to approach her and then calm her down. Like, don't touch me, I ain't done nothing wrong. So he was kind of like a little passive. Then they smartly moved her out of here. I mean, she's going crazy, spazzing out, and they had to put her down to the ground at some point. You got it. I was like, that's when the other girl got loose and the 2 officers were down. I had gotten off my bike now, and I saw her coming, and I was ready to at any moment because he had to catch up. He had full access to his gun, one of the officers. That's what I was worried about, so that's why I stayed. Normally I get the hell out of there. It's none of my business. So I saw that he tackled her and did a great job, and they got her cuffed rather quickly. This one took a longer time. That was pretty much.
Do you know what the fight was about? Did you hear what it was about?
No, but I already suspect from Frontier. It's probably the world's dangerous job.
Right.
It's probably because they don't have their seat or they don't have the boarding pass or pay for the extra bag, pay for your backpack. It's all on the airline's issue, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, the dogs approached smartly and then did a good job. I just was worried about their safety. That's why I kind of hung out.
Okay, so you saw throw the phone or the plastic thing. You thought.
I think it's the plastic. Cut her in the face. When I looked, because it was going crazy, I was kind of minding my own business. I kind of just sitting on my bike and on. That's when I seen the other girl go like this and from her face from the ticket counter lady.
Okay.
And then the officers were finally approached as they're going ballistic.
Did you see them attack the officers at all at any time?
Yeah, I did. Girl in the pink pants, the non-starter, became a fuel to the fire. She did. I would say she did. In my opinion, she attacked officers.
2 officers. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I was this. I got. She even went near that gun. I was going to tackle her, get out of it myself. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I would say this. Yes. First of all, they attacked the officer here. The one girl by herself, kicking and everything, and they did everything kind of trying to stand up. So she was resisting arrest for sure and attacking assault on the officer. The other one was assault on 2 officers down on the ground and potentially could have been shot.
Okay.
I mean, if he didn't know the situation and you saw this thing, you saw a girl running after her and the way their guns were sticking up like this.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And I know he has.
Yeah.
Good. I'll reach out to you if I need anything. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jim.
no problem.
Bye.
Que se puede caminar.
Where did you say where the phone going?
I'm getting her info now. What happened?
Hello, there was passenger. It was a lot of.
Lee Morrison. He is one of those TSA guys on a bike. Contact number. He heard a loud commotion, caught his attention. He looked over and saw the subject.
Pink. The one in pink.
The one in pink. The unknown item. He didn't see what item it was.
This.
Clipboard.
Display, plastic.
Display.
Sign display. Plastic sign display.
Exactly.
No, rescue is supposed to be coming.
So unknown item at her face. Immediately saw blood coming from her face. Third Miami-Dade County officers arrived and saw the 2 subjects assisting. What else do you need?
No, that's it, I guess. For now. She was being with them.
Okay.
She's got radar route. Ray can't get a refund. You're the one's late. She was helping her friend. That was polite and everything else, but then she goes, what? You have a refund? I go, you guys can't fly. She got crazy irate, grabbed one of this place and threw it, hit her right in the top of the nose. And then we had a TSA tight agent, heard the commotion, and when he started turning around, they came this way, saw the thing flying and hit it.
they came over, they're calming down, and they immediately the fuck get off of me. And then they tried to do it nicely, and they couldn't.
Got it?
All right, good.
She's cuffed?
What you look like? I'm cuffed. You talking about my cuff? You clearly see me. What's wrong with you? You're hurting me.
Relax.
Just stop pushing my arm up. Stop pushing you. Give me my phone. Look, do you not see this? Do you not see this? You're trying to hurt my body on my mama.
Relax. Relax. Shut up. Relax.
Get me off the ground. Give me my phone so I can call my mama.
You're not gonna call no one for now, okay? Relax.
Hey Siri.
Relax.
Hey Siri. Get the get off me.
Hey, we're not
Get
gonna
off of
we're
me.
not gonna get off you, okay? Relax.
Stop driving me.
You need to relax,
You
okay?
need to get the fuck out of here. Say
You need to
you can do
relax.
that all
You
you
need to
want. You can do that all you want. You can do that all you want. You're not hurting me at the end of the day. Get the fuck from me. Right, you. What the fuck right to me?
Oh, the victim.
Can you let go of my arm?
Let's take her off. We know
Okay,
what-
then let go of my hand.
Hey, listen, hey, relax. Okay, relax. You relax. We're gonna move, or we're gonna move you. Hey, you're moving because we're telling you, okay? That's my video right here. I'm taking
Okay, what's your badge number? What's your badge? Give me that right. You gotta tell me your badge number.
It will be on the arrest warrant.
He is I'm relaxed. He's grabbing me, trying to hurt.
You keep trying to pull.
I'm not. You get, bro. Oh my mother. That mother's grave. You finna rub me. Hey, all y'all pig. You a disgrace. You a disgrace to the race. You black. I swear to God. You're a disgrace. 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 I hate the police. All y'all some. I swear to God, y'all don't help nobody do nothing. All y'all crack a pig ass. If you too, you want to be like these crackers, okay? Fuck you. Disgrace. Kiss my ass. And I'm gonna find out.
Airports are designed for movement. Thousands of passengers pass through them every hour, checking bags, scanning boarding passes, and rushing to gates before the final boarding call. But sometimes the pressure of travel turns into something far more volatile. On January 24, 2023, inside the busy terminal of Miami International Airport, what began as a routine conversation at an airline ticket counter suddenly spiraled into chaos. Two passengers had just been told they were too late to board their flight to Atlanta. Moments later, a plastic display sign would be thrown across the counter. An airline employee would be left bleeding. Police officers would be forced to intervene. And within minutes, a crowded airport terminal would transform into a scene of shouting, resistance, and arrests. This is the real-time breakdown of the Frontier Airlines ticket counter incident. It was a typical afternoon at Miami International. The Frontier Airlines counter was busy, with passengers checking in for departing flights and airline employees working quickly to process boarding passes and baggage. Among the travelers that day were two women preparing to board a Frontier Airlines flight bound for Atlanta. But there was a problem. According to airline staff, the passengers had arrived too late to check in for the flight. Airlines operate on strict boarding deadlines. Once those deadlines pass, the airline system prevents passengers from boarding, even if the aircraft is still at the gate. The Frontier employee at the counter explained the situation clearly. The two passengers would not be allowed to board the flight. What followed would quickly escalate. The airline passenger near polite light policy. Anawan's polite light. Polite while say was policy while bore said the employee while wallace while a slight while exploit while explaining the options available. But the conversation didn't end the raised voices. One with the women says the employee also informational area. Her the kind of pointing also informational side the airline pointer see. From his vantage point, he could see the interact late. The condor area, it appeared to be a plastic display sign holder. Without warning, the obliged points from the employees dies, angers later. The conversator buys later trying a bicycle inside the terminal area. Heard the commotion in Tointer sec. He can see the interaction unfolding at the frontier counter. The chaos quickly attracted attention from law enforcement officers inside the airport. Miami-Dade police officers moved toward the frontier ticket counter to investigate the disturbance. Witnesses described the officers' approach as controlled and calm. Rather than rushing in aggressively, they attempted to de-escalate the situation first. The officers approached the two women and began speaking with them. But one of the passengers was already highly agitated. According to witnesses, she was yelling, using profanity, and refusing to cooperate with the officers' attempts to calm her down. One officer tried speaking to her calmly. He attempted to guide her away from the crowded ticket counter so the situation. Witnesses described her behavior as aggressive, yelling at the officers and refusing to follow their instructions. Eventually, officers decided to separate the women from the crowded area near the ticket counter. As they began escorting one of the women away, the situation escalated again. She began pulling away from officers, shouting, refusing to comply. At one point, she yelled, "Get off of me." The officers continued giving clear instructions, "Relax, stop pulling away." But the resistance didn't stop. Instead, it intensified. As officers attempted to detain her, the passenger began actively resisting. She struggled against the officer's grip while continuing to shout, "Get off of me. Give me my phone. Why would you hurt me?" Officers repeatedly told her to relax and stop resisting. But she continued pulling her arms away and refusing to cooperate. At one point, she tried to demand the officers' badge numbers while still struggling against them. "What's your badge number? You gotta give me that right," officers responded calmly. "It'll be on the arrest report." Despite their attempts to keep control of the situation, the passenger continued shouting and accusing the officers of hurting her. "You're going to break my arm. You swear to God." Meanwhile, the crowd inside the terminal had grown. Travelers stopped to watch as the situation unfolded. The officers realized they needed to move the confrontation away from the busy ticket counter area. They began escorting the suspect toward a different location. But the resistance continued. The second passenger. While officers were dealing with the first woman, the second passenger became increasingly involved. Witnesses said the second woman, identified by some observers as wearing pink, initially appeared less involved. But as officers attempted to detain her friend, she became more confrontational. One witness later described how the second passenger began yelling at officers while trying to defend her friend. "Get off my friend." The shouting intensified. And according to a witness nearby, the second passenger began physically interfering with officers as they attempted to make the arrest. The situation now involved two resisting individuals. Officers had to split their attention. One officer attempted to maintain control of the first suspect, while others moved to restrain the second woman. Witnesses said the second passenger's actions escalated the situation further. She reportedly moved aggressively toward the officers while they were already engaged in the arrest. At one point, both officers and suspects ended up on the ground during the struggle. For people watching nearby, the scene was tense. The TSA agent who had been observing the situation said he became concerned about the officer's safety. He later explained that he stayed nearby because he noticed something that worried him. One of the officer's firearms was visible during the struggle. If the situation had gotten any worse, it could have become extremely dangerous. Officers gained control. Despite the resistance, officers eventually managed to regain control of the situation. One of the suspects was tackled and restrained on the ground. Handcuffs were applied quickly. The second suspect continued resisting longer, shouting and struggling as officers attempted to secure her arms. At several points during the arrest, officers gave repeated commands. "Relax, stop pulling away. You're going to move because we're telling you to move." Even after being restrained, the suspect continued yelling at the officers. She accused them of hurting her and demanded access to her phone. "Give me my phone so I can call my mom." Officers refused, telling her she would not be making calls at that moment. The shouting continued. At one point, the suspect began directing insults toward the officers while still lying on the ground. She continued shouting accusations and profanity. But by then, the situation was already under control. Both women were handcuffed. Investigation. Details. Once the immediate threat was contained, officers began gathering information about what had happened. The injured airline employee remained the victim of the assault. Witnesses confirmed that a plastic display sign holder had been thrown across the ticket counter and struck her directly in the face. The object had caused a visible injury, leaving the employee bleeding from the nose. Investigators also spoke with witnesses who had seen the incident unfold. One of those witnesses was the TSA agent who had heard the commotion while riding his bicycle in the terminal. He explained to officers that he heard shouting and turned toward the Frontier counter. From his position, he saw the object being thrown. He described the moment clearly. The object flew across the counter and hit the airline employee. Moments later, he saw blood. The witness also confirmed seeing the suspects resisting officers during the arrest. He told police he believed the second passenger had attacked the officers while they were already struggling with the first suspect. Investigators documented these witness statements carefully. They also collected evidence from the scene, including the plastic sign display that had been thrown. The injured employee's condition was also noted as part of the report. Charges filed based on the witness statements and evidence gathered at the scene. Both women were placed under arrest. They were charged with several offenses, including aggravated battery, resisting arrest with violence, and disorderly conduct. The aggravated battery charge stemmed from the object thrown at the airline employee, which caused a significant injury. The resisting arrest charges were related to the struggle with officers during the attempted detention. And the disorderly conduct charge reflected the disruption inside the airport terminal. After being transported to jail, both suspects were booked on the charges. Later, each posted bond and was released from custody. Airline response Frontier Airlines also took action following the incident. Airline representatives reviewed the situation and issued a decision regarding the passengers involved. Both women received lifetime bans from flying with Frontier Airlines. For the airline, the incident represented a serious safety violation. Airports are high-security environments, and violent behavior toward airline employees is treated as a major threat to staff and passenger safety. Bigger context incidents like this one highlight the unique challenges faced by airline employees working at ticket counters. Frontline staff often serve as the first point of contact for frustrated travelers dealing with missed flights, baggage fees, or strict airline policies. And while most interactions end peacefully, some can quickly escalate when emotions run high. Airlines enforce strict boarding rules that cannot easily be overridden by employees at the counter. When passengers arrive late, staff members often have little flexibility to change the outcome. In situations like this one, frustration can turn into confrontation within seconds. And when that happens in a crowded airport terminal, the consequences can be immediate and dangerous. What began as a missed flight quickly turned into a violent confrontation inside one of the busiest airports in the country. A plastic display sign became a weapon. An airline employee was injured, and police officers were forced to intervene as two passengers resisted arrest in full view of dozens of travelers. In the end, both women were taken into custody and later released after posting bond. But the consequences of that moment at the ticket counter extended far beyond a missed flight. A worker was hurt. A public disturbance shut down part of a busy terminal, and two passengers lost their ability to ever fly with that airline again. All because a routine policy decision turned into a moment of uncontrolled anger. Inside an airport designed to keep people moving forward, everything stopped. For just a few chaotic minutes.